So I just want to start off by saying I love the way this person just approaches this because it's just so funny and it's just so out there and in your face and it really keeps the conversation going. And I think when it comes to gaming and stuff like this, especially controversies like this, it's important to keep the conversation going, whether it's for your side or against your side, because at the very least, we always got something to talk about and something new to learn, hopefully. Maybe an observation from the past that we may have overlooked. But yeah, this person, and this is a YouTuber, I think they're a relatively big YouTuber called Omni. Yeah, okay. Well, they're on YouTube. Thought they'd have it linked, but whatever. So they went ahead and they made this tweet yesterday, I believe, and I mean, let it speak for itself, and I'll let you guys tell me what you think right after. So, Bruce Wayne retires and makes Terry McGinnis the new Batman, and nobody panics. Meanwhile, Peter Parker retires and makes Miles Morales the new Spider Man, and everybody loses their mind. Curious. Now, it's interesting to note that he actually goes ahead and he follows up with, actually, Peter isn't real. I know I'm trying to start a race war yet with the program. I like his entire approach to this is very very hilarious. But right off the bat, of course, we're gonna have people going ahead and reply to this. But we'll get to those amazing replies. But first of all, like this is an interesting. This is very interesting because I mean, look, I kind of like understand. There's just so much you could say about this. It's amazing, right? Well, right now, what I want you guys to do is type your first hand reactions to this in the comments section, and then we'll keep going along. Maybe if you want to. You need to do a little time stamping. You guys can do a little time stamping or whatever. But I mean, for me, I just kind of read this at a surface level, and I gotta say, I mean, it's a decent point, right? I did rewatch some old I was told that, hey, if you ever want to kill some time, there's you're a Batman fan and stuff, you should go back and watch this animated series called Batman Beyond. There was originally also a Batman series, I believe. So I watched Batman, a little bit of that, and then I watched the Batman Beyond thing. I gotta say, the complexities in that show for like kids, right? It was supposed to be for like 12-year-olds or something, or 13-year-olds or 11-year-olds. The the matter in which like the writing in it was actually at least at the very beginning pretty fucking dark, and it was interesting. If all cartoons were like that in the past, or animated series that were targeted towards children in the past, oh man, oh man, that's some pretty good stuff, all things considered. I really, and I was how old was I? I was about like maybe 18, 19 at the time when I was doing this. So on my off time, I would watch this shit, and it was okay. It was pretty good, complex storytelling for the most part. A lot better than the shit we get nowadays. Back in my day, but it was good overall. What I'm trying to say, it was a good animated show, and very interesting. And I remember, just overly positive stuff. Now you can say, I guess you can make the argument that maybe back then, I mean, somebody out there has got to have been around when this was, when Batman Beyond was a thing, when it was like ongoing or whatever, when it started getting. The argument you can make here, right, is that they didn't push the agendas that current day Spider-Man and Miles Morales are doing. Because what Spider-Man and Miles Morales are doing, while in their own little story, it seems to be interweaving, no pun intended, certain elements of SJW culture that are just very plain to see. And while a lot of people want to say that that's not the case and this isn't SJW culture, it is textbook SJW culture. And it is so blatant, it's not even really that funny. Okay, yeah, it's pretty funny, but it's not that funny. So I right off the bat, while at a surface level you have a decent point, I would say, it goes a little beyond that. It's not even about a race thing so much, because I mean, what, isn't Terry McGinnis not even fully Caucasian, or is he Caucasian? Okay, so spoiler alert, I believe that Terry McGinnis is the actual son of Bruce Wayne, because something and Amanda Waller and the blah blah blah. So if that's the case, I guess he would be like, half white, or maybe or just full white. I don't know. I don't know. I know, like, I guess the main point would be like, you're racism because Peter is white and Miles is black, and they don't want to see a black man win or something like that, I guess. But I don't know. For me personally, I think it goes like towards the direction of, was there propaganda being pushed while this series was ongoing or something, right? Because if there was, I can see people having like a big deal about, or not having a big. Well, actually, would they have a big? I don't know. It's weird. I'm pretty sure the same outcome would have happened. It's more so the agendas and the propaganda beneath it all being pushed, rather than just the skin color. Which, again, I'm pretty sure this guy was trolling or whatever. And let's read some replies now. To be fair, Terry is a clone. And then this one here, comedy ain't a joke. Lovely. Terry isn't white, he's Asian. However, unlike Miles, he has better writing and original villains in Batman Beyond. Miles' story constantly needs Peter to train him, or the story is minimize Peter's character. At the end of the day, Terry has more originality than Miles ever will. And the thing with Miles, my criticism towards that is that right off the bat, doesn't he have like Venom powers? Like, that's the thing that kind of like at the very beginning, like somebody in my previous videos, I forgot which one it was. You should go ahead and check that out. I have a Spider-Man is a woke mess playlist that you guys should go check out or whatever. I covered a couple things already, but in one of the comment sections, somebody actually pointed out Miles is a very Gary Stu character or whatever, right? A Gary Stu character, from what I remember, is basically like a self-insert character that is really like, he does no wrong and everything is great and there's no conflict and whatever, they're perfect and this and that, And I know already people in the comment section, or some people that are Miles fans, are going to make this argument of, what do you mean he has no hardship? And he's going to list like 20,000 things that's fucking wrong or some shit. But in the sense of like, even from the get-go, when I first was exposed to Miles Morales originally, which was the original Marvel Spider-Man video game, and the follow-up, which I would say the follow-up, like Spider-Man's Miles Morales on PC, was my first legitimate exposure to him and the character as a whole, because it's his own fucking game, and it's really the first time that I'm gonna see, okay, what is he like when he gets under the mask and he becomes Spider-Man and stuff, and this and that. Well, the first thing that happens, Miles gets a power-up that's even better than Peter. All right, and they even try to like play it like he has to save him from Rhino, right? And it's like, only Miles can do it because Peter's too weak, and Miles has cool mystical, not even mystic, I'm just being a jackass, not mystical, but cool electric powers that he got because he's better than Peter and shit. Like, when you see that and you understand that aspect of the shit, you can kind of tell how, like, oh, I can only, like, oh my god, if they were that obnoxious, like, even that I found to be not as obnoxious, but kind of like a bitch move, not a bitch move, but like a blue ball kind of, because it's like, why the fuck does Miles Morales have like some fucking amazing power that Peter doesn't have? Peter was the original. Peter is the fucking, there is no Spider-Man universe without Peter fucking Parker. There is no Spider-Man without Peter Parker. You didn't start off the comics by saying Miles Morales. You didn't name it after. That's not what the franchise is established under, right? That's not what the Spider-Man legacy holds. So I guess at that point is where people get very, very into it and stuff. But again, it's kind of weird that he just has this magical power that's stronger, like the Venom shit, right? Not to be confused with Venom, Spider-Man's, enemy. But yeah, he has this little fucking electricity bullshit thing, and it fucking, he beats up Rhino and he saves Peter, even though Peter's the veteran, even though Miles is like, extremely inexperienced, and Rhino is not inexperienced, but that little power up really did help. So there you go. And like, just the sheer magnetism, or the sheer like, just I'm just using words that don't even correlate at this point. Fuck it, I don't fucking care. I'm Miles Morales right now, bitch. I can do what I want. But okay, look, it seems a little cheap, right? That Miles has this electric superpower, right? Which apparently he's gonna go ahead and he gets more OP as time goes on, which is like okay, but like why though? Because I mean, one of the little bits of charm, right, to the original Spider-Man, I would say Peter, is that I mean, he has the webbing and shit, but he's like not OP'd, right? This is one of the issues people had with like Superman and shit. Hell, if you want to go anime with it, this is one of the issues people had with the main character of My Hero Academia. It's like that motherfucker ended up having like super strength, the best fucking power handed to him. He didn't fucking earn it. Like he cried a bunch, and then people were like, the weebs, right? Oh my god, crying enough gets you the best power in the world. It's like, oh my fucking god. And then, I think the last thing that I remember hearing about this shit was that he was getting 7 powers that are going to be stacked up for his original Superman abilities. So that fucking idiot from My Hero Academia, the main character or whatever, was going to be literally a Gary Stu. He is literally Japanese Miles Morales. He's gonna have every fucking superpower, got it handed to him on a silver platter, somehow is a lot stronger than his mentor for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. It's just bullshit all around the board. But I guess that's the new Zoomer generation that people just want. Or maybe it's just like a very, very cheap way of writing or some shit. But then I called Omni Miles. What the fuck is wrong with me? Hey, son, that's highly racist of you. Yeah, I guess so, buddy. I guess so. Anyway, Omni says Miles' story is based entirely around the concept of the Spider-Verse. He didn't have a choice, and his original villain is Spider-Man himself, dummy. Go outside and lay in some snow because you just got burned. Though I don't know if that was it, but it hurts that so many people think my replies was serious. So yeah, he is actually trolling, apparently. So there you go. It's good. To go back and bring it back a little bit, they're discussing, again, why people have backlash to Spider-Man handing over the mantle to Miles and people not freaking out about Batman and Terry McGinnis and stuff. So this one says Bruce Wayne has a foot in the grave. Peter is in his prime and has very interesting storyline setups going from Spider-Man 2 to Spider-Man 3. I understand there is racism involved when people talk about this, but this is some acrobatics you're doing here. And yeah, let's be fucking real here. Like if we're gonna pretend like there's racism or any bit of racism doesn't play a factor for some people, of course it does. Of course it does. Are you fucking kidding me? There's a reason why there are crazy people out there. There's a reason why the world is made up of good and bad, and sometimes just gray area people, but mostly, the good, bad, and the gray area, whatever. Of course, racism does play a factor. It would be stupid to think that it doesn't. There's obviously one that has clear skin, and then there's one that doesn't. It's right there. It's like the elephant in the room that people don't want to touch or people don't want to fucking acknowledge for some fucking reason. Of course it does. All right. It's not that it plays a factor every time. It's not that it's like the main argument either, but does it play a factor in some people? Yeah, it does. Of course it does. All right. Even some people that claim that it doesn't, you don't know. You're not a mind reader, so you can't really read that much into it. You would have to go into observations and a lot of other fucking personal stalker shit, but you don't want to do that. Let's just keep it here. The point is, for some cases, that would be the case. Him being like, dude, I don't even want to repeat some of the shit I've seen on 4chan about what they say about Miles and shit. Motherfucker. Whatever. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, I think we could pretty much solidify or at least come to a consensus on why people don't freak out so much about the, Terry McGinnis, Bruce Wayne handing of the torch, whereas the Spider-Man, Miles Morales handing of the torch is a lot more forced and has a lot more aspects that make this even fucking worse. And yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comment section down below. See, some of you in my past videos have been very outspoken about this topic. Some of you are even calling me racist, which, I kind of expected, but that is a very insulting thing. So I'd appreciate you if you didn't call me a racist. Anyway, guys, I will see you all in the next video. Talk to you later. Have a good rest of your night. Goodbye.